Aquarius Part 2. Get your cup of joe. What does it mean to be an Aquarius? Well, to all Aquarians out there, it means that you're going to have it the toughest out of all signs. And you're going to have to get along with it, not to take it too personally. And that is so because you're looking for the truth. And when people are hell bent on just, hey, my pain right now is this, so I need to talk about my pain. You need to feel my pain. Objectivity and facts go right out the window. And that's what makes your task difficult. But that doesn't mean you have to give up on yourself or on the truth. Just continue. And that also means you're going to have to learn so many things that you're going to have to wear different jackets. Like this morning, see, I'm doing this video in a robe because I'm about to jump back in the shower to just wake up a second time because I had a difficult night waking up pretty early at 4. But that's what it is, you know. One day you might be working in a park and take care of birds and learn about how trees grow and survive and how to plant them and how to make a nursery and this sort of things. But ultimately, you're here for construction. You're not here for destruction. If you're an Aquarian, the land of Aquarius is actually Oregon, which became the 33rd state on February 14th, Valentine's Day, Sun in Aquarius, of the year 1859, when Jupiter was in Leo, opposite to it. So you will be a student your whole life, just as I was still in college, you know, and went back in when I was 38 or 39 and graduated in 2020 when I was 44, I think. So there you go. You know, that's part of being an air sign. Don't forget your airness. You might not like school because of the authority figures that Earth will put to you in terms of structure, but you need that structure in order to keep it together. And you might not like the emotional side of certain teachers or students of the water perspective of emotional stuff, but at the same point in time, it will teach you as an air sign that is direct in your approach to things to be considerate that you're not talking to robots, but you're talking to human beings with emotions. So even if their ego is at fault, do it with a dose of diplomacy and consideration and courtesy. If you think of Vladimir Zelensky, he's an Aquarius, born the year of the horse with Jupiter in Cancer, exactly where the sun was for July 4th, the independence of the United States. That is actually the symbol of Uranus. And so to be an Aquarian means to wear many hats, wear many coats. He was an actor, then a president, now a military leader. And it's looking at the onions from all of its perspective. That's what it means to be an Aquarius. Just like Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. His music is layers and layers as the inside is. And by not stopping just on the skin that is on the outside, because there are white onions and brown onions, on the inside I can see that it is layers. And then if I go beyond that, I can also see that my onion has been in the refrigerator too long, so I shouldn't eat that if I don't want to be sick. But from a studying perspective, I can also see that the inside is conic, okay, like a bulb. And that is looking beyond just what appears on the surface. And that's the difference between superficial people and people who look at depth, the content. Do I have substance? So in the end, what it means to be an Aquarius, and it's not actually the end, but it's to be the intellectual fixed compass to the open gate in the sky. To guide the collective intellectual by gathering the collective intellectual as opposed to just each individual. You know, you let the Mercurian do that, the Gemini collect the close range information, and as an Aquarian, you collect from individual and you look also at the big picture. And this way you can point to Norway, which Norway in Norwegian, to become a champion, an Olympic champion, Norway in Norwegian is spelled Norge, Norge. And the symbol for Earth is the solar cross, the circle with the cross in the center. If you add that to the end of Norge, you have Nordgeo, like Nord Geographic, right? And when you spell that backward, you get Oregon or Ogeron, which is just a matter of flipping 2 letters. And that's what Oregon is. It's the Norway to the west. And Aquarius is the northwest sign. And one day, Aquarian, you might have to wear a uniform and go fight, even though you don't like conflict. But learn to use this. What I just said about Norway and Norge being Oregon backward is also true for NATO, which is OTAN in French, backward. And so when you will look at this sign, you will see beyond just a gathering of people and a cardinal sign. You will not have the tunnel vision that most will have. You will cultivate knowledge all the way through and through, and you will see it for what it really is. And you will learn how to alphabetize things relative to numbers and relative to people name, and understand that it's not so much who people are, but when are they from. And that's what really will make you a time traveler in essence. And you will be able to travel in your head faster than the speed of light, because the speed of light is limited by space. And while it takes 2 hours and 40 minutes for light to reach the rings of Uranus, and then another 2 hours and 38 minutes to bounce back on Earth, inside your head you can visualize this in time. And just like a Sky app, Safari app on a phone, see the things move and predict where things are going to be, where people are going to be. You will be a Boy Scout equally capable of mastering the elements in the desert, at sea, or at high altitudes in the mountains. As an Aquarian, you will be the most adaptable signs. But that also means that you're going to have to go through a hell of process of rejection, and rejection, which is going to make you work twice as hard, or 3 times as hard, or 5 times as hard as anybody else just to earn the exact same thing. But it's okay, because for the rest of them, it's going to be jack of all trade, master of none, and you're going to become a master of all trade, the best of the best. You will run into different cultures, people who dress differently, who speak differently, who follow different celestial object, maybe have different religion. But unlike the other sign, as an Aquarius, you will embrace them all. You will not practice segregation. You will not prejudge. You will listen wholeheartedly. And this is with embracing everybody that it will give you the strength, the force, to be able to then master the force. Okay? Which is energy and magnetic energy, which you will have to learn to master, so that you can transmit to people how to do so. Because Aquarians make the best engineers. Okay? Thomas Edison was an Aquarian. The guy who made the first nuclear submarine was also an Aquarian. Boris Yeltsin, president of Russia, was also an engineer. And he had a very clever table system for everybody in their apartment in Russia that was standardized, where it was a foldable table that could be used in many different ways. So there are 12 types of Aquarians, and that depends on where the governor of Aquarius is at. And so because Uranus takes 84 years to go around, divided by 12, that's 7 years per house. And so you have 12 different flavors of Aquarius. In my case, I was born with Jupiter in Aries, and the last week of Aries in the year of 76, hence the 76 on the t-shirt, which is the same 1776 that the independence of the US, except that 1776 I stay in the earth, it's 300 years to go around, so 100 years, 1876 I'm in Capricorn, 1776 I'm in Virgo. As an Aquarian, you will learn to do all that math inside your head like an abacus, a Chinese abacus, but your brain is your best computer. Your AI is right here, astrological intelligence, the astropoly intelligence. That's the real AI, because this is real. This is not virtual crap that somebody with zeros and one programmed to give you an image of something that does not exist. And so life is going to be difficult, but it's going to be exhilarating, it's going to be full of adventure, and eventually you will find your true love, and it's going to be, your soulmate is going to be a Leo, and it's going to be difficult to establish because the one thing you hate the most, which is, cockiness and dominance and arrogance and all that, is everything that is just shining out of Leo, and that part of Leo you're not going to like. But if you look past that, you're going to see the heart of a Leo, the generosity, the genuine care, the authenticity of the heart. And that's what you want to cultivate with your relationship with them. Even if they drive you mad, don't throw gasoline on the fire. That doesn't help. Give it air, give it intellect, and it will learn, because that's what it is craving for. Similarly, between the relationship between water signs and earth signs, the emotional craving of a water sign is to have materialistic things, possession that they want to possess, okay? And for earth sign, it's the same thing. They determine themselves by work and possession, the money that the work provides for the possession. And that's what makes their feeling complete. So learn to make all these differences. I hope this video helped. And Godspeed. Realize that the house of Aquarius is the house of hope. So long as you have hope, nobody can take that away from you. Similarly, your paycheck can be taken away, your job can be taken away, your house or car or whatever possession you have can be taken away. Your knowledge, Aquarius, can never be taken away. It's between here and there. So utilize your heart, which is your co-ruler, and you'll be fine. Godspeed.